What it do, comic babies? I'm Bunkmaster B, and today we got a quick one talking about the best series that you have never heard of, and that's Dear Editor from Mad Cave Studios. This is going to be just a quick one, and really I don't typically try to do just a, putting this on your radar type of video, but I'm going to be featuring this series in my next edition of 5 books that you should be reading. And honestly, this was the hardest scratch from the last one that I just did. It just missed the cut, and really basically by virtue of, by the time I filmed that video, the series was already finished up with its 3-issue run. But I wanted to make sure that I got this video out before the trade comes out. If all goes to plan, this is coming out the day that the trade comes out, this Wednesday. Date flashing on screen, whatever Wednesday is. And I wanted to talk about why I love this series so much. Because, honestly, I didn't see anybody outside of myself talking about this one online in sort of the general comics discussion. And I realize Mad Cave doesn't have a ton of presence there. And a book called Dear Editor, it's a little bit weird, and it's not kind of that instant pull. But this was some of the best comics I have read, not just of this year, but of the last few years, and especially crime comics. At its heart, Dear Editor is a hard-boiled crime story about one newspaper editor who is on the trail of an ongoing conspiracy who will not let up no matter what. And he's also a deer. As you can see right here, got a big old deer head and anthropomorphic deer guy. Now that's a little bit of a weird premise. But honestly, when you start reading it, it makes a lot of sense. This is a super, super dry, hard crime noir story. And in fact, if this was just a regular dude who was not in fact a deer, but a regular human going at it, there might have been times where this was a little bit too dry for me. A little bit too straight, a little bit just too leaning into noir tropes. But the fact that the main character is a deer, in a world full of humans, this is not a black sad, where everybody is an anthropomorphic animal. This is just one dude named Bucky, who is a large anthropomorphic deer in a world full of humans that is never explained why he is. That it's almost like this joke that's underneath the surface through all of this that makes it so it never leans into just a little bit too serious. It is always just the right amount of humorous in a very, sort of hard crime series. So this tells the story again of Bucky, an editor at a newspaper called The Truth, who is trying to uncover a conspiracy that the mayor of his town is buying up all of this beachfront property and then going through it. So he's buying low, selling high, kind of controlling everything. And it seems like this very sort of simple, corrupt mayor using the office for his own gain situation. And of course, it ends up being much more. And of course, there ends up being a big, grand conspiracy. And I will say, once you find out, it leans a little supernatural. So Bucky is not the only sort of just not of this world element. But all throughout it, it has this beautiful, just line work, a very muted color palette of just the inks on white paper with just some blue shading, and it gives it this whole series this really, really beautiful, dark, gripping noir edge. You get to see not all the characters make it, and there are some really fantastic lines that through the series kind of stuck out at me. And honestly, this is some of the best 3-issue storytelling I have seen in some time. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a miniseries tell a complete story in 3 issues. You guys know here, I love Kaiju Score. I love James Patrick and the storytelling he's able to accomplish in the real estate of 4 issues. I think there is a real artistry to being able to tell an anthology style story, a one and done. You guys know I'm a huge Ice Cream Man fan, and one of the reasons is because it's able to return to that well and tell a story in just limited real estate, 1 page at a time. So be able to build up this world, go through all of that, and tell a satisfying conclusion in 3 issues was really fascinating to me. I went into this thinking this was going to be a 6 issue miniseries, and it wasn't. It was 3, and they did what they needed to. The team of Ryan Lindsay, Sami Kivelä, Lauren Affe, Jim Campbell. Apologies for any mispronunciations. I haven't seen you guys had your names pronounced. If in the off chance any of you guys are watching and I'm doing that wrong, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know. I want to give proper credit here. So, again, off chance if it's happening, but also if you guys are watching, I loved your series. You guys did great. Love to see you guys go back for some more. And yeah, I don't want to give really too much away here. While I've been talking, you guys have gotten to see some different parts of this series. But this has just been a fantastic 3 issues from a publisher who doesn't get enough love. And I wanted to just put this on your radar. If you are going to your shop today and you happen to see this trade on your table, give it a look. Maybe it's for you. It was for me. But now, I want to know from you. Is this a title that you have read? Is it a title you've even heard of? And, if you have heard of it, how did you find out about it? Was it for me? Because I know I've shouted this out, not on the channel, but in some other places. And if not, how did you even find this book? Because for me, literally, it was just scrolling through League of Comic Geeks releases and just saying, "Dear Editor." Well, that sounds interesting. Reading the blurb and saying, "Yep, I would read that." Reading it and going, "Yeah, I want to read more of it." So how did you find it? Is this something that you're going to read? Is this something you want to check out? Any of that, I want to know down below. But with that, I've been Bunkmaster B. You all have been amazing, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.